everyone. Welcome to the Maryland Jockey Club at Laurel Park for a Sunday edition of Today at the Races. I'm Dan Ullman along with the Equibase Ace.
Okay.
Keith Fustel, 9-race program on tap for Sunday. Quick look back on yesterday's card. 4 really nice stakes races, and Worcester got back to the winning track. 95 Buyers speed figure in the Frank Y. Whiteley.
I wanted to check with you. I was up early today. They hadn't been updated. Now we've got them. It was a little bit later in the morning. That's really strong. Worcester kind of able to work that inside-out trip, how to navigate between horses around the turn and brought that run. I was really surprised as to how well the other Brittany Russell horse ran in. That came in first time over this racetrack. Ran really big.
And Brittany said in the interview with Callie Francois afterwards that maybe she was a week short with this horse. And she had told me earlier in the week that this is a horse they might have some fun with over the summer. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what New King does a little bit later this year. But there was some exciting stakes action. Nice to see Disco Ebo repeat in the Prima Netta for Butch Reed.
Little anxious moment there right before the race. Popped the gate open, a little fractious. Might have been reacting to another horse down to the inside. Was also a little bit off its game. But Disco Evil, one of the few we saw yesterday's racetrack, pretty predominant. It was a tiring surface for the most part. Wide closers excelled. A good rating job there on the front end with Disco Evil to get it done. You saw the horse Royal Spa in the Heavenly Cause. Also got away with some softer fractions early. What I liked was guided out to the center of the racetrack at the top of the stretch and was pretty resolute to the wire. But all in all, when you're marking the biases from yesterday, that was as pronounced as we've had in a while.
So we look back. We look ahead to this coming Friday. 5 turf races carded. Turf racing is back in Maryland, and we've got, not surprisingly, big competitive fields.
Yeah, the party is over for Willard and I. It is down to business, some serious business when calling those charts. And as I say, if anybody sees anything that we might have missed, feel free. We've been doing this a long, long time, and we want everything to be accurate for the bettors, for the players. So if you see something, say something. But I'm looking forward to it. This is where, not saying we haven't had gambling opportunities, really good gambling opportunities. Now it starts. The fun really, really begins on Friday.
And the fun will continue to Preakness Day, the third Saturday in May. It is Preakness 150. Tickets are on sale right now at Preakness.com, and you're going to want to head to Preakness.com to get those tickets because they are going fast. The final Preakness at Old Hilltop.
Looking forward to it. That's sentimental, no doubt. A lot of emotion here. Going to be going down May 17th. At Pimlico. We're looking on to the future, though, in a couple years. Will rise, and we will see how that is. But definitely, I'm gonna take a lot in on May 17th. Really looking forward to it.
We prepare for the Preakness with our Preakness Preview Day coming up this coming Saturday. Preakness Preview Day at Laurel Park. The Tessio, the Weber City Miss, both win today. See you in May. Automatic entries to the Preakness and Black Eyed Susan, respectively, plus 3 stakes races scheduled for turf on Saturday, plus the Preakness Preview Day handicapping challenge. $500 buy-in for this hybrid contest. Show up at Laurel Park on Saturday. Sign up online, get a chance to win cash prizes, 2 Preakness tickets, and chances to enter the Breeders' Cup betting challenge and the National Handicapping Championship. Plus Mother's Day, one of the most beloved events of the entire year in Maryland racing. It will be held once again at Pimlico. Again, the final Mother's Day at the races at Old Hilltop. Sunday, May the 11th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get your tickets now at Pimlico.com.
Okay.
All right. We've gotten rid of business. Now let's get to the action.
Yes, let's go.
Race number 1 today, 5.5 furlongs. It's a manual. There's the weather.
Oh yeah.
See, I'm telling you.
Yeah, there we go. A lot going on here.
Great job by the crew to get the weather up. Track is good.
Yes.
Weather is slowly warming up. 53 degrees. It'll be interesting to see how this drying out track plays.
Yeah, looking at yesterday, and I'm leaning again to horses for the most part, a little bit further off the pace. A couple situations, I've got horses down inside. They're going to need good rides if that track is playing like it did yesterday. Watch the first couple. Just see how it plays out. And, again, thanks to Mike Beard yesterday, your old partner at DRF did a great job. He and Callie Francois taking you through the entire race card. Our handle yesterday, solid both pick 5 pools over 75,000. That's what we want to see. And again, moving forward to Friday with these field sizes, I expect nothing but an increase.
Take advantage of that low takeout. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
Now we've gotten rid of business with the weather.
All right.
So we have the entry card for race number 1. 5.5 furlongs, 25 down to 20. Maryland-bred maidens are eligible for the $30,000 tag. Scratch the 2 Royal Flush Hearts. This is the opening leg of our first of 2 value pick 5 wagers. Low takeout, 12%. We had giant prices and a giant payout in the early pick 5 yesterday.
Well, we kicked it off with Sarah Del Fabro at $41 and some change. Bracket at $18.20. Roll on Jesse $22.80. Catalea Strike at $17. If you like prices, we had them. We hope you had some of them in cash. But I've got a ticket, and these things, they're only going to get trickier. But you know what? You just need to catch one every once in a while, and it can carry you a long way down. $24 ticket, 3 deep to get you started. Interesting firster from Milan Milosevic with the 1 Z Bogdan. I go 1-4 Casey and Pap in Severn Run. 2 deep the rest of the way. Not my first rodeo, Urban Symphony. I like that one a lot today. Race 3 with the 1 and the 2 Marmaris. That tag should be $25,000 for that Kieran McGee runner. Race 4, inside again. This one, Fluff the Pillow, States United. 2 horses. You know, if you're looking at the track yesterday, not so fast, but I still think they have the ability to rate and make moves and carry it the 1-turn mile. Race 5 with the 5 and the 6. B West value today, and Whiskey and You looking to get into the winner's circle. You always like Whiskey and You. $24 for that early value pick 5. 12% takeout.
Now we'll start things off in the opener with your top selection. That's the number 8, Severn Run. Just a very consistent horse. I think getting outside is going to be key for Severn Run. He planted the pace 4 wide and in between after the opening quarter, and then the jock dropped in to save some ground, cut the corner into the stretch. He finished okay. I just wonder if this guy's going to be a little bit more comfortable outside in the clear.
Yeah, we've been a little bit tough on Severn Run. He looks like he's looming and he's going to follow through, and he just quite hasn't gotten it done. I love the draw here. You know, you've got some speed to the inside. For the love of fun, Furmantown, Italiano Kid, I think they go. I think it's going to be heating up a little bit into that turn. Severn Run, yes, it'll drop in a little bit. He'll probably try to play, I would think, the way that track played yesterday. He gave a good ride in the nightcap. I think this horse settles. 5.5 is probably the best distance to enhance that run. I think he closes in and gets him late.
I'm going to take a chance with the first-time starter from the rail, Z Bogdan. This horse is bred both sides for speed. The sire, Uncolino, 20% winners with older debut runners. The dam, while she was stakes-placed routing on dirt, her career best Beyer speed figure came on a wet track, so maybe this one will appreciate some moisture. And most importantly, Z Bogdan is a half-brother to Bazinga C, a debut winner, a stakes-winning dirt sprinter, a horse capable of running an 84 Beyer speed figure. I think Z Bogdan's found a decent spot for the debut. We'll see what we get.
Exactly, and I think with its immediate speed just to the outside with For the Love of Fun, I think this one, even again, a little bit of a hiccup out of the gate, can get position. I think you'll know by about far turn. See what the Uncle Leaners, they usually have a little bit of a turn of foot. They get involved fairly early in the races. I think that's what you're going to want to see from Z Bogdan, but you get a very patient rider, good rider in Forest Boys. Casey and Pap, interesting. You've got this one in the mix. I do as well. Not a real give up here. Going to hold it at a $30,000 level off the break, returning with first-time Lasix. Dan, I like the company lines with Casey and Pap and showing the ability to make a little run into it.
You've got to like the company lines. Look at the field this horse was in against last time out. Crab Daddy came out of that race to win the Pennsylvania Nursery with a 76 Beyer speed figure. So Casey and Pap, yes, has to deal with a layoff, but drops in class. Lasix for the first time. Geron Barbosa, welcome back to Maryland. 8415 for Keith, 1845 for me in the opener at Laurel Park. Let's move on to race number 2. We're going a mile and a 16th. It's a claiming race for 3-year-olds. 12-5 down to 10. Take out the 1A. Part of the entry, Tough Luck. Angel Cruz will be aboard the number 7, Rick's Warm Heart. This is the first leg of our first of 3 pick 4 wagers on the afternoon. We offer early and late pick 4s on 8 race cards. On 9 race cards, we offer early, middle, and late. Get involved.
Get involved. Absolutely get involved. In a mile and a 16th for the 3-year-olds. I'll start things off with my video spotlight horse. Not my top selection, but a horse you definitely have to pay attention. And that's not my first rodeo. Trouble It was there in its most recent start.
Just broke out and swerved at the start, and now all of a sudden, Not My First Rodeo is going to pull a little bit in the early stages of this race. That break just wasn't there for Not My First Rodeo.
No, it was not. And right here, just had to steady off the 3, and we're going to steady again, slightly keyed up behind rivals into the backstretch, but able to kind of make a little bit of impact, 3 to 4 wide when we're going to catch this one leaving the far turn to the 5/16. Willing enough, under a ride, a slight fade. Now this drop, this horse is proven at the 2 turns. I just think needs to escape the first opening quarter of a mile, relax just a touch. The finish should be there with Toriaba, who really got a good run out of this guy 2 races back. One in front of another rival in here. Flashy Dude.
Yeah, we see this horse swinging to the far outside, late to change leads. But again, compromised by that poor start, by being eager and in behind horses and being steady. And it's not like the pace was fast to set up for a wide rallyer that day. Breaking inside, a good trip, likely coming for the 2. Not My First Rodeo. Your top selection in this race, well, our common top selection is the 5, Urban Symphony. And we do have a trainer stat for Urban Symphony. It's Jamie Ness, sprint to route. 22 for the last 84. That's 26%. A $2.02 ROI. Urban Symphony still has to prove that he wants to go 2 turns, but he's run well at 7 furlongs in the past. Last time out, I didn't think he broke the best, going 5.5 furlongs. I thought he sat a good trip, but then ended up 4-5 wide, turning for home. Ended up second best that day. Maybe we'll see a little bit more tactical speed on the stretch out.
Yeah, and our guy that was filling in for me that day sees the the climbing, the action wasn't really comfortable. But when you see this guy on the track, you're like, he's got to go a mile and a 16. He looks like he can run all day physically. He's got a 56 buyer on the go back on a track with moisture stretching back out. Interesting to see how this race shapes up. I do think it's not over yet. Not My First Rodeo or forward, maybe along with Rick's Warm Heart on the outside, but this guy's got enough positional speed, I think, to relax a little bit. He doesn't have that explosive move, but I think he's got the type of style. He can wear these horses down through the final quarter.
Another horse stretching out in distance is the number 1, Sir Chancelot, stretching out for the first time. The part of the entry that Hugh McMahon keeps in the race. We'll see how far this horse wants to go, but if the track remains wet, this one is by Mosler. We expect this one to handle it. Another one, though, that has not been the quickest out of the gate in his most recent starts.
No, he's going to have to get back on his game. He showed speed on the go back 3 or 4 races back on his page. Wouldn't surprise me, though, with a fairly alert break, they go ahead and send and try to steal it.
Flashy Dude is also in this race. That's my second pick. That's the second half of the Jamie Ness uncoupled entry. And we have another trainer stat for Jamie Ness. And guess what? It's a good one. Jamie, third after layoffs between 61 and 120 days, 33%, a positive return on investment. Another horse I didn't think broke great last time out. This horse is a true closer. He was kind of over and behind horses in the upper stretch, altered to the outside, and then just didn't really finish with enough verve. I think he needs pace help.
He needs a little bit of pace out. Yeah, bump, pinch, start, angled 4 wide last time. I've chased him. That was a slower flow. Tried to move in, but no, the horses just had a little bit more kick up in front of him. I think he's a user. I don't want to say I've given up, but he's going to be an under candidate for me today.
We'll see if Urban Symphony handles the stretch out in distance. Keith goes 5.216. I'm going 5.627 in race number 2. Race number 3 is at 5.5 furlongs. The purse is $30,000. Maiden claimers 25 down to 20. Keith mentioned that the one Marmaris is in for the $25,000 tag. Also 117 pounds, the corrected weight, I believe, on Marmaris. First leg of our middle 50-cent pick 4. And again, a pretty interesting race because you do have some horses in here coming out of troubled trips, and one of them is Marmaris, who was bet like a good thing in the career debut, and we have a video spotlight.
Yeah, this is just never really comfortable for Marmaris. Or see the comment, checked at the start, pinched back at the start. The kicker for me, and also Happy Hour Joker, who was in this race as well, kind of has to get in position early. But Marmaris took so much play, like the last flash. I don't, down to $1.30 to 1 from, might have been like 3, 4, 5 to 1. But look at this, showing ability, getting up, but he's a little bit, or she's a little bit keyed up in behind horses. Never, to me, looked comfortable on debut. Now with that experience under her belt, clearer trip out of the gate, we might see a different Marmaris.
You're absolutely right. I mean, this is a great learning experience. After that start, they keep this horse down in behind horses, giving a really good learning experience. The jock trying to save as much ground. Marmaris is still a little bit green on his left lead, is eventually going to switch on over. With a better break, you have to think this horse is going to improve. And the fact that she took so much money for Kieran, who is not known for winning first time out and has much better stats second time out, I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, we've got that stat, right, for Marmaris. There we
We
go.
do.
Last 2 years on the dirt, 5 for 19, 26%. Maiden claimers, second career star with a positive ROI of 217. Yes, she's got that turn of foot. You saw it kind of dragging the jock there into the turn, around the turn, guiding in behind rivals, a cleaner break. This horse should be close the whole way.
Happy Hour Joker, though, I think might be able to finish ahead of her one more time. Watch the head-on replay of that race on our YouTube channel, Maryland Jockey Club. Villalobos that day really wanted the lead. And the problem is another horse just outbroke him a little bit and forced this horse in towards the rail, forcing Villalobos to take back into the pocket. She eventually eased out in between horses, finished second to that gate-to-wire winner. I think this time with J-Rod aboard, we're going to see some run and gun if Marmaris is off a little bit slow from the rail.
I like your price. You got a horse. Feel the bolting here, coming off a break. Hasn't been seen since October. First time Lasix, Hungry Barbosa, 20-1 morning line. What grabs your attention here?
Well, I thought the last race was a slow-paced race. It was won in gate-to-wire fashion. It's already produced 2 next-out winners. The runner-up from that race came back to win for 12.5 with a 50 speed figure. I just have we saw this horse, these connections, kind of improve one yesterday. Sevens 11 ran a
big.
very good race off of the trainer change. I have a feeling that Feel the Bolt, coming out of that sneaky race where he had no pace to run at, getting Lasix for the first time, I think we'll see an improved effort at a price.
You're right. That race against, in my memories, going back on the page 4 races at Delaware, not that bad. The kind of number would work. Any kind of improvement puts that one into the mix. I like that. A wake-up call here for a horse that really, at this kind of number, you can't leave it out. It looks like your tries and your supers.
Does another hope go out there and hurt my top pick, Happy Hour Joker? This horse showed good speed last time out of Colonial, had a clear lead in the stretch, and was very, very game when run down at the wire.
Yeah, no, and I think it's going to be, let's go ahead and go today. Set Ablaze just was determined that day, but that was a big jump. Where did that kind of race come from? Can she pair it up this afternoon on a little bit of a jump? They're protected. I think they think they're going to get that kind of race again.
Keith's going with Marmaris, the 1. I'll go with Happy Hour Joker, the 2, both coming out of the same race. 1, 2, 5, 3. Keith, 2, 5, 4, 1. Me. Race number 3 at Laurel Park. Race number 4, 1-turn mile with the long stretch to the second wire. It's a claiming race, 25 down to 23 and up. Non-winners of 2 life, 7 in this field, and it remains intact. We're going to start things off with your top pick after we look at the 20-cent Chesapeake Pick 6 carryover. We're growing $4,260. Pick the winners of the last 6. If you're the only one today that does so, you get the whole pool.
Yeah, and bring that money back on Friday and just roll it right back in. Yes, with the turf racing, your pick 5s, you got plenty of bullets to go firing on Friday. Yeah, Fluff the Pillow, interesting. The first thing that jumps out to me, Dan, is what this relationship has become here early on. Jamie Ness and DEA Thoroughbreds.
We do have a trainer stat there for Fluff the Pillow. Ever since this owner-trainer combination has gotten together, they have done super good work. I believe they're 4 for their last 10 or 11 now. But let's watch the video spotlight
let's go
for
to the
Fluff
video.
the Pillow's most recent performance, and this is a really game effort for Fluff the Pillow in New York, battling it out in between horses, and just refuses to lose.
Yeah, just absolutely going to grind. Gets a short lead here, top of the stretch, and really, really tenacious to the wire. You love efforts like this. At 1 1/8 now we're shortening up. First time in this barn, coming back to one of its better numbers on the page. Yeah, it just looks like the horse, you kind of, if you get them involved, especially against these 2-and-lifers, the determination will keep him around.
And you see he's in between horses. The horse on the rail isn't quitting. The other gray on the outside has got momentum. Now watch this horse change back to his left lead, and I think it gave him just enough of an energy boost to get his nose right down on the wire. I don't think there's a ton of speed in this race. Here's the Fluff the Pillow trainer stat. It was 4 for 10 going into yesterday, 40%. Now 4 for 11. Still a positive return on investment. I don't think there's a ton of speed in this race. I think J-Rod's going to get Fluff the Pillow into the flow early. Tetched might be the speed of this race. Do you think Tetch finally figured it out?
That was a scary good race for him. I did not see that coming. I did not see that kind of money showing up for Tetch in that race. Bet down to a really short $1.60 to 1. Yeah, I think this one could go. I think Better Go could go to the front. This horse was kind of bounced around a little bit at the break. They went okay fractions, but I think going out to a mile, yeah, these two look like they kind of should go ahead and set up shop up towards the front. Fluff the Pillow States United as your stalkers in today's fourth.
Yeah, I'm expecting States United to kind of tuck in behind this time, although she was very good, much improved off the Curon Claim last time out in winning, really improving the Buyer's speed figure, moving it way up to a 69. That was a nice performance for States United. It was a race where they ran 1-2 all the way around the track, but Curon scored with the last out maiden winner back in late March named Tune to the Moon. That horse paid $11, so we know he knows how to place these horses. I have a feeling States United is on the improve off of the claim, is on the program, and is going to sit a pretty good trip, but don't take too short a price.
Tell you
Stepping
what,
up.
Yeah, and I tell you, if we get to race 4 and we see this track playing like yesterday, I like, I originally had the 4 in, off. I should have put this horse back in. I thought I'm going to use this horse. If the 3 and the 4, I think they're within range of this group, and they have the style that suits yesterday's racetrack. If it carries over today and Better Go Tetched and a couple of these other guys to the inside want to go, I think I'm going to key around the 3 and the 4 in my exact as True Faith and Max Barley.
How do you feel about Better Go stretching back out in distance? This horse didn't have much pace to run at last time out, was 3 wide on the back stretch, swung 5 wide into the stretch, trudged along to pass some tired horses, liked the gallop out. It'll be interesting to see if this horse can maintain that momentum going the one-turn mile.
I think he's the straight-up speed if he wants to really be aggressive. I think he's the fastest in here through that opening quarter. 3/8 of a mile. Yes, Tetch last time was up on the engine, 23-247 to 1. Better Go has been involved in some quicker fractions, some quicker internals, and stayed around. The 2-back try was good with that grudgingly stubborn comment. I like that.
True Faith seems to be improving as well.
Yeah. This is a horse that I think if it didn't have that overland trip last time, would have won the race. Was taken out wide early, kept wide, made that run, gets the lead, but just couldn't quite hold off Papa Funny. Players are the 3 and the 4 if this track if the indication is, again, closers wide, use the 3 and the 4.
Keith's going with Fluff the Pillow. First time Jamie Ness. 1, 2, 3, 5. I'll see if States United can go back to back for Kieran McGee. 2, 5, 1, and 4. 4 down, 5 to go. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it's the first leg of the second of 2 late value pick 5s. Welcome back to Today at the Races. I said the second of 2 late value pick 5s. It's been a long week. Even with Mike Beer. Mike Beer irritates me. And when he comes here, it throws me off of my game. It is the only late pick 5, but it is the second of 2 pick 5s on the card. It is race number 5. Let's take a look at the field. 3/4 of a mile. This is one of those starter optional claiming races. Starter allowance 12,000, claiming price range 20 down to 16. Take out the 8 through the 10. First leg of our value pick 5. The late value pick 5. 12% takeout. You really can't beat it.
Could have been a late reaction to the pancakes, the hot cakes. It could have been. You never know. But no, I mean, nobody works harder than this guy next to me. I can tell you that. So, let's take a look at the play that we have for Mackenzie Pfeiffer's 12%. Late value pick 5, $36 ticket, 356 Bick, liking it off track if the moisture stays. Yes, a player up towards the front end. B West, I like Whiskey and You. Race number 6, she's got the 9 and the 10. It'll do. First time Brittany, and twice gold there for Hugh McMahon. Yet at Hazelwood, now a 7-pound apprentice allowance. Race 7 with the 3, 4, and 10. Race 8, she goes with the 1 and the 6, Saxton. Reggie runs rogue. I like that 12 to 1 morning. I might come down a touch, but holds still a lot of value there in race number 8. We're going to complete this late value pick 5 with the 3 and the 4. Matty 10 Spirited Ride goes for Anthony Ferrier. Make the rider Angel Cruz on Spirited Ride. It's a $36 late value pick 5.
And your top selection in race number 5 is the number 5. That is B West. You mentioned Yitzhak Hazelwood. Congratulations, graduating from 10 pounds to 7 with a victory for Guy for the win in the last race yesterday. B West first off the Jose Corrales claim.
Yeah, this is a trainer that doesn't claim a ton. You know, you really don't think. I mean, he get horses to kind of transfer in the barn, but recently he's been a little bit more involved at the claiming box. Did I run that stat or no? Do we have one? Yeah, thank you. Last 2 years, 3 for 10, 30%. Dirt sprints first off the claim with an ROI at 274. B West, I think, you know, looking at the fields that he's faced, it's a little bit of a step sideways for me. I know it looks like a little move up, but I think B West can rate off the pace. There's going to be some speed, some serious speed in race number 5. Bick back in the woods is fast. I think this horse sets up shop mid-pack and brings a finish. This horse closed very well in the Johnny French Fry last time out.
It's safe to say it's been a long time between swigs for Whiskey and You, who hasn't won a race in over 4 years, but he has been in good form. Let's take a look at Whiskey and You with our video spotlight.
Whiskey and You, I tell you, he's getting close, getting real close. We're going to go back to the most recent race, March 29th, and goes ahead, takes the measure of the leader, and just draws alongside here, quarter to go, and it's just a battle royal from there. And Whiskey and You just can't quite get the job done. You see the horse on the outside. That's the nest, right? He's in charge. But I think all in all, really big effort.
Such a hard chase on the turn to collar the odds-on favorite. Eventually gets by that horse. Now gets herded in towards the rail just a little bit, and Whiskey and You's just going to fight all the way down to the wire. And considering his losing streak, this is a tough bob for Whiskey and You to lose, and I thought he got it live. Earned an 84 Beyer speed figure. Very strong. Exceeds the Beyer par for this class level. Good tactical speed. I'd like to see this old boy get back to the winner's circle.
Torrey Alba gets along with him beautifully. Just missing his 2 rides with this horse. I just like his style, and it for all the connections, right? You're kind of rooting for this, the sentimental pick here, Whiskey and You. But B West, I think, is going to have something to say about it.
Class dropper, 5 Dreams. This horse ran what? Second in the De Francis last year, and now he's getting a big class drop because look who he chased last time out. Raminsky, a race where they ran 1-2 around the track. Raminsky came back to win his next start with a 102 Beyer speed figure. This class relief works.
Yeah, this is a trainer trying to get back on the board. Like going back about a year ago, it was going great guns. But yeah, the numbers are progressing the right way. This is the right move to drop down. Is it? You know, it's just I don't know. Down inside, he looks good. Let's see what the price I get. I want to get a little bit of value with 5 Dreams, but I do think he's a player in here. I'm going to key around the 5 and the 6. Dan Jester's song off of break. What about Bick?
Bick is fast, and Bick runs well second off the layoff. So if they don't go after Bick early, Bick might make them pay. Remember, he did win second off the layoff on a wet track, shipping in from Penn National. He's going to repeat that pattern in this race. This horse has speed and ability, so don't sleep on him.
Yeah, if he clears off, it could be over. I mean, and I guess you might want to see a little bit more moisture on the racetrack. I did not see that race coming on September 27th back there, but 9-1 beating Circle P Point Doom. Just blasted away from some fast horses.
5-6-3-4 for Keith, 6-1-3-7 for me in race number 5, the first leg of our late value pick 5 with a low takeout of 12%. Race number 6, 3/4 of a mile. It's a claiming race. Now winners at 2 life, 12-5 down to 10. Take out the 5 Mo Joke, the 7-0 Blitz, and the 14 and the 15, both also eligibles. That allows the 13 Uncle Georgie in from the also eligible list. We both have twice gold in this race. It is the first leg, of course, of our final 50-cent pick 4. So if you're unfortunately knocked out of the late pick 5, get right back in. It's also the Jackpot Super High 5 race. We've got plenty of horses in here. We don't have to worry about it being taken out. $1 Jackpot Super High 5. The carryover growing to over $1,700. We both have twice gold in here.
Yeah, we've got a horses, we raced prior with the top selection, Whiskey and You, and we've got twice gold. It's been a while, right? So twice gold. I just think this is the right setup today with Hazelwood.
Oh, there's speed in
yeah,
there.
there is plenty of speed signed on. Last time, you think he was just a little too close. I know they weren't going super fast, but I still think it just wasn't in his comfort zone last time.
I didn't think he broke great, and then the next thing you know, the pace was so slow, it was kind of like an accordion effect where he ended up rushing up into the pocket, took some dirt in his face, and saved ground every step and just really didn't do too much. I also think he might have been in a little bit tough.
Yeah.
Short field that day, slow pace.
Yeah.
This time, big field, fast pace. You mentioned the completely different scenario, and I just think the drop in class works for this horse.
Yeah, and I think this young rider, he's shown the ability, shown me, even in bigger fields. He doesn't get lost. He finds a path. He'll get the horse to relax and rate. I think this is the one because that brings the finish. And I do think Daddy Yankee is a user as well. But I like Twice Gold today. I mean, you're looking at Irish Nitro up in flames. Put the pass behind's got a little bit of lick. It'll do. What do you do with this one?
Well, it'll do. It all depends on price because this is a gambling game, as you know, after all. And you have to feel with BTR and Sheldon Russell at the helm. This horse is going to take a little bit of money, and why not? We've got a trainer stat for It'll Do. First time for Brittany, and first off the trainer switch, only 32%. A $2.52 ROI. It'll Do has speed. I'm not sure It'll Do is a need the lead type, however, and if a horse like Irish Nitro wants to go, maybe Sheldon will just have It'll Do in a very comfortable spot, getting first run on the closers.
Yeah, Daddy Yankee's another one. You go down. It's been a while since this horse has sprinted. Go back to November of 24. That 56 buyer, I think, will play against this group closing in today with Laia Pastina. The right kind of connections, but the company lines are there as well. I like to turn back in distance. Patience could pay off. Daddy Yankee from the back of the pack.
10, 11, 9, and 1 for Keith. 10, 9, 13, and 6 for me in race number 6 at Laurel Park. We'll move on to race number 7. These are some really nice races coming up. Race 7's a one-turn mile. It's a second-level allowance with an optional claiming price range between $40,000 and $32,000 for fillies and mares. Take out the 7 Ballanton, who ran in one of the stakes races yesterday. All eyes are going to be on the 10.
Yeah.
Take the Money Honey, who looked so good last time out, just getting nipped at Aqueduct, and looked so good off the layoff winning here, and looked even better winning the career debut for trainer Mike Moore. She's got plenty of speed.
She's got plenty of speed, and she's going to need to be a little bit tactical, and she's shown the ability to do that last time out in New York and kind of working up, getting the lead in between horses just to get edged late. Catherine Ward came back to ran pretty good, got down the inside, just a little flattening yesterday in the stake. But his Majestic Creed, a horse that we do not have in the mix, is that the one that's going to kind of test her come mid-turn? Does she take enough starch out of Take the Money Honey, or is Take the Money Honey just too good?
I think Take the Money Honey might be a little bit too fast out of the gate, but Majestic Creed is turning back to arguably her favorite distance. It is her first start with the Jamie Ness Reclaim, which I think is a big angle. And Majestic Creed does have, I think, enough tactical speed to be close. And maybe one of the reasons she wasn't close last time out is because she just didn't break very well over a wet track. She is kind of the key to this race,
No
isn't
doubt.
she?
Yeah, she is a major concern. And again, see how this track is playing. I feel that Take the Money Honey. I like her draw here, the way the track was playing a little bit yesterday. But again, finishing up, Majestic Creek back in the barn could stretch her a little bit. So therefore, who are our prices? I think the 4. She's just steady. We've got a video spotlight of Stop the Cap here for Hammy Smith trying to heat things up, and the barn will heat up. Going back to the race, I guess that's the most recent run, right? Is this the Call Another Play race?
This is the Call Another Play race from last time out on March the 20th. And Call Another Play, I thought, had to make an early move in this race. Not Call Another Play. Stop the Cap had to make an early move in this race. The winner of this race, Call Another Play, is a legitimate stake source on her best day. The rail opens up for Stop the Cap. She's going to shoot on through, but we still have a quarter of a mile to go. Maybe move too early. I'm not going to blame Wes for this one, though. The rail opens up. You got to take it. All in all, Stop the Cap ran her usual solid race. She's hit the board in 14 of 18 lifetime starts?
Yeah, I feel I can trust her. I know the flow is going to be there for her. And again, maybe forced the hand a little bit too soon last time out. A well-timed run. Torrealba knows this mare. I think she finishes up well against this group.
Golding and Broad, the 9, might be the best pure closer in this race. I know she's shown some tactical speed at a mile in the past. I think on dirt, at least, she's at her best when you take back and make one run. They tried that last time out, and she earned a stakes placing. I think that Golding and Broad, if there's a barbecue up front, can pick up some major pieces.
Absolutely agree. I liked her a little bit last time. Just a little too late. The Lasix goes back on. Gold Digging Broad, another one, a player, I think, from off the pace.
Malibu Moonshine also gets back to a mile. Good effort last time out. Down on the inside, cut the corner at 31-1. Was just wired by Stick with the Colors. We know this one's got plenty of back class, and it seems she's returning to form.
She's the one I think's got a little bit more positional speed as well than maybe Stop the Cap or Gold Digging Broad in this race. She'll move into it. This is a very, very good horse race. A jocks race. They're going to have to time the run just perfect. We'll see if the 10 is just too talented.
Take the money, honey, our top selection. 10-4-9-3 for Keith, 10-9-3-6 for me. Early daily double time. We got a stakes caliber feature on tap for you in race number 8. 3/4 of a mile, $63,000 is the purse. High level allowance, optional claiming range 75 down to 65. Take out the 4 Artillery Gunner. Take out the 5 Bright Charger. Who do you like in here? Because the other 5 horses, they've all been stakes caliber.
Yeah, this is good. And the first one I look at, I keen up the horses, and I see Pay Billy was beaten by Barbadian Run. The way Pay Billy has just come back to run. I end up here. I know it's a shorter field. Artillery Gunner, Bright Charger, they might have been part of a little bit of flow, but I think some horses in here were faster. Short field. From the back of the pack, Barbadian Runner can spy it. Turning back in distance, I could see a similar situation in a run like Safe Trust yesterday in the second race.
I liked that Safe Trust and Jose Corrales turned back, resisted the urge.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll still run in the Weber City Miss. You never know. But resisted the urge, cut back to a sprint, and she rallied from off the pace. Henry Walters has told me in the past with Barbadian Runner, he won't mind eventually stretching this out maybe on the turf, but on dirt likes this horse going around one turn. So that's what we're getting here. And this horse is not like he's a plotter. He has enough tactical speed to stay within range, and boy, has he been game in his last 2.
And I do think they're going to be cooking in here. I think this race, with Do It For Michael returning a second off of a break, a little hiccup out of the gate last time in New York in a race with Saxton. We can go ahead and show that video if you like. But it's Hammer Time fresh. Saxton close. I think Barbadian Runner's going to get a nice little setup.
This is first off the Brittany claim for Saxton and the Jimmy Wingfield Stakes. 3 wide and in between horses. This horse on the rails just going to force his way out. And Katie Davis is doing everything she can to keep this horse hemmed in. And Saxton is trying very, very hard, but this horse just got out. And Saxton is game. Going to drop a neck decision, improve the Buyer's speed figure to an 85. Saxton breaking from the rail is going to show good tactical speed. And Brittany putting Lasix back on, 41%, a $2.04 ROI. Are you worried about a bounce? It's been about a month. I'm willing to give Saxton the benefit of the doubt.
No, not at all. That was a gutsy effort with there's a little pinball going on past mid-stretch. I like this effort. Second time over all Lasix as well for Saxton. We see horses kind of make that move up with that.
It's Hammer Time. Was one of the better 2-year-olds in the entire region last year. Won his first 3 starts, including the Rocky Run at Delaware going a mile. We do have a video spotlight for It's Hammer Time. This is the race at Delaware, and It's Hammer Time is fast.
Yeah, and you're dealing with a horse remarkably who we're familiar with. Schrader has come back recently and run. So you got, you don't see this a lot. Or going back earlier on in the 2-year-old, these horses still hang around. Yes, this was a quality group, and It's Hammer Time. Just hammered them.
Just hammered him, and it's good to know this horse can win at 5. This horse can win at a mile. He's had a little bit of an issue. I believe Gary Cap told me he had some shin issues since his last start, the Nashua, but this horse has been working right along and has been working quickly, and you don't worry about Gary Cap off layoffs like this. 4 for the last 14, 29%, 233 ROI. Torrealba's going to have this horse right in the thick of things when they turn for home.
Yeah, that was an impressive watching it again. That just had plenty of run through the wire. Yeah, you're hoping this guy comes back in very good form today. Do it for Michael. Second time Lasix is a horse that kind of won against the grain in the Maryland Million Nursery. You saw a lot of horses that day make those wide moves. This one's down towards the inside. I'll give him a little little break. I'm gonna have to go underneath. I'm just, this race. How do I approach it from a betting standpoint? I'm hoping I can get around 4-1, 7-2 for Radiant Runner, and just go ahead and play flat.
2176 for Keith, 1723 for me in the feature, and it is a good one.
Uh-huh.
Race number 8. We'll conclude our week's racing at Laurel Park with the 9th, 3/4 of a mile. Non-winners of 3 Life Fillies and Mares, 12-5 down to 10. The 4 Spirited Ride will be ridden by Angel Cruz. Let's start things off with your top selection. Just great. Big drop in class, second off a long layoff.
I can see why you've got her out of the mix. I mean, Shanice, she looks like all or nothing. Kieran with these moves, when they hammer down, drop them down 50% or more in price, they get it done a lot. I expected more for this one last time out. She was just not up as close as I thought she would be and just fizzled. I'm just hoping this little drop will pick her head up. She's got a horse like Velvet Vixen that can kind of go. I want to see aggressive tactics, and let's go ahead and go right out of the gate.
Matty 10 is where I'm going to go. This horse was kind of taken in hand out of the gate last time out to rake from off the pace, but it was also in tight. It's not like it was Yomar's decision. It was kind of pinched a little bit, forced to take back. Then it went after the odds-on pace setter on the turn, ended up tiring a little bit. I thought it was a better-than-looked performance. Linda Albert had a very good week last week. I think went 3 for 4 last week. So this barn's been going well, and this is another horse that's tactical.
Yeah, just patience a little bit. Might have moved just a touch too soon after that early trouble, and that gets horses off their game a little bit. They get a little keyed up. They want to go sooner than probably what they should. Yes, he'll just kind of sit back, spy. I think Matty 10's a horse you can kind of trust to make a run into it.
We've seen Anthony Farrier ship horses in from Mahoning Valley with great success. Spirited Ride was been in an allowance company over there and was been against some good horses. Faced a runaway winner last time out, and then that horse came back to win a non-winners of 4 allowance race with a 72 buyer. So this horse is very well entered.
Yeah, she fits in here, right? And you got Cruz today, Angel Cruz, mildly inside a flattened inside. You see that track. I do see some of those races at Mahoning Valley. You see a lot of high and wides win there too. So I didn't completely confirm, but I'll give this one another shot here on the drop and maybe against the grain at Mahoning Valley.
Shining Spirit last time out settled behind a pretty quick pace, came with a wide run, got up for second. This filly is in very good form right now.
Yeah, she's got the ability to kind of chase and stay around too. I don't know if she's got quite the quicks of a Velvet Vixen or a Just Great if they want to go ahead and go, but showed the ability to chase and stay on last time.
Is there a chance that Velvet Vixen and Hazelwood just shake loose in this race? And maybe last time out at Penn National, that was just too tough company at 27-1. So now she's dropping in class with the speed to make the lead. Should be a good price again.
There's a horse she ran against, Dissolute, who you liked against a little bit better field. So, yeah, I give a little bit of a shot here, no doubt. Everything it's got in, you got to kind of consider in your gimmicks.
Nice wide open finale to a really nice Sunday card. 5, 4, 3, 6 for Keith, 3, 6, 7, 4 for me. Value play on Sunday.
55 is going to be the number, right? That's going to be B West for Jose Corrales first off the claim. We saw that he's about 30% the last couple of years. I like the setup. You've got Back in the Woods. You've got Bick with some speed. Maybe a Pudgeway Palace goes ahead and goes. He fits here. I think it's a little bit of a sideways move from a class standpoint off the claim to sit somewhere just a few lengths out of it mid-turn and fire it up that rally.
The value play for me is in race number 6. That's the 10 twice gold. Just a completely different pace scenario this time. It's going to get some pace to run at. I think it's going to kick on late. We'll see if we get anything close to that 5-1. There have been some scratches in that race. 19 minutes to post for the opener on a very good Sunday afternoon card. The main track is currently rated good. Callie Francois, Mackenzie Pfeiffer, Dave Rodman will take you through the afternoon's happenings. And let's go up to Dave for scratches and changes.
All right, good luck.